least two of those guys are going to play. I can't imagine all three of those guys are not going to see action tonight. But regardless, Utah's still been pretty bad against the number in several categories. They're just 11-15 against the spread, taking on teams over 550. They rank 21st in road scoring at just 107 points per contest when traveling. Now OKC, completely different story on their side of things. They're 7-2 against the number in their last 9. They're also 20-7 straight up at home at the Chesapeake, the Chesapeake Energy Center, Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Anyway, 20-7 straight up at home. OKC is led by Paul George, who's dropping 28 points per contest, and Steven Adams, who's pulling down 8 rebounds a game. Yeah, I know Russell Westbrook plays for OKC, but I figured those two guys deserve some notoriety there. Pretty good stats for those gentlemen. Now, total-wise, OKC is 3-1 to the under in their last 4. Utah 2-1 to the under in their last 3. Give me OKC -3 after buying the hook in the under 225 in that matchup there. All right, just making sure there's no more NBA games hiding anywhere. Okay, we're good. We are clear to move on to some college basketball. Got a couple games. Not a huge slate, a lot of small schools playing tonight, but we do have 3 games we're going to cover. So let's go ahead and jump into Kent State at Buffalo, 7 o'clock tip-off at the Bulls. Buffalo open -16, total open 159.5. And since that one opened up, we're seeing a slight fade of Buffalo when it comes to the spread. We're also seeing movement downward on the total as well. That number moved down to 159. Spread moved down to 15.5. So once again, the Bulls open -16 down to -15.5. Total open 159.5 down to 159 even. 58% of the consensus is leaning toward Buffalo. 51% of the consensus is shaded toward the under. Now, Buffalo ranks 4th in the country in home offensive scoring. They're dropping 91 points per contest in that category there. They're also covering 75% of their games, taking on teams allowing more than 72 points per contest. Buffalo's 12-0 straight up on their home court this year. They're led by C.J. Massenberg, who's dropping 18 points per contest. Now, Kent State ranks 206th in road field goal percentage. They're shooting just 40% from the field when traveling. They also rank 172nd in road defensive rebounding. Now, when it comes to the total, Kent State is 4-1 to the under in their last 5. Buffalo 7-4 to the under in their games on their home court. Give me the Bulls laying all the points. I'll take Buffalo -15 in the under 159 in that matchup there. Next game, Davidson at Rhode Island. 9 o'clock tip-off at Rhode. Davidson open -1, total open 131. And since that one opened up, we're seeing money on Davidson. We're also seeing money toward the over. Right now, the over's 132. Totals at spreads at -2. So once again, let's try that again. Davidson open -1 up to -2. Total open 131 up to 132. 73% of the consensus is leaning toward Davidson. 84% of the consensus is shaded toward the under. Now, Davidson's just 6-7 against the spread when traveling this year. They're covering just 44% of their games as the official road favorite. Davidson ranks 204th in road scoring, dropping just 66 points per game in that category. Davidson scoring 66 points per contest on the road this year. That ranks 204th in the country. Davidson's also ranking 180th in road defensive rebounding. Now, Rhode Island, on the other side, they're 4-3 against the spread, taking on teams allowing less than 67 points per contest. Rhode Island's led by Jeff Doughton, who's dropping 11 points per contest, and Cyril Langvine, who's bringing down 8 rebounds per contest. Cyril Langvine. Sorry about butchering your name there. 8 rebounds per game for old Cyril. Now, total-wise, Davidson's 3-0 to the over in their last 3, 6-3 to the over in their last 9. Give me Rhode Island +2 in the over, 132 in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for our college slate, it is going to be Indiana at Iowa. 9 o'clock tip-off at the Hawkeyes. Iowa opened the betting -6.5. Total open 146 and a hook. Not a whole lot of movement in this one. We're still looking at Iowa 6.5. We've seen a little bit of movement downward when it comes to the total, down to 146. So once again, the Hawkeyes open and remain -6.5. Total open 146.5 down to 146. 61% are leaning Iowa. 54% shaded toward the under. Now, the Hawkeyes are 16-3 straight up at home this year. They rank 31st in the country in scoring at 81 points per contest. Iowa's led by Tyler Cook, who's dropping 15 points per game. They're also led by Luka Garza, who's scoring 13 points per contest as well. Indiana's covering just 36% of their games on the road. They're also just 5-9 against the spread, taking on teams over 650. When it comes to the total, Indiana's 40% to the over when the line was over 145. Iowa 37% to the over in their games on their home court. Probably won't see a whole lot of scoring in this one, at least in my opinion. I like Iowa -6 after buying the hook and the under 146 in that matchup there. All right, next and final sport. It is going to be NHL, and we're going to take a look at 3 games in the National Hockey League. Let's go ahead and begin with Colorado at Chicago, 7:30 puck drop at the Blackhawks. Colorado opened the betting as the dog, +105. Total opened 6.5. And since that one opened up, we've seen a flip of the lines in this one. Colorado's now -110. Total moved up to 7 goals. So once again, the Avalanche open +105. They're now -110. Total open 6.5, up to 7 flat. 60% of the consensus is leaning toward Chicago. 51% is shaded toward the over. We have Varlamov projected in net for Colorado. Ward projected in net for Chicago. Now, Colorado's 3-1 straight up in their last 4. 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 on the road. And of course, when I refer to the spread in hockey, I'm actually referring to the puck line. So Colorado, 5 out of their last 6 puck line plays had cashed when traveling. Now, Colorado ranks 5th in the NHL in road offensive scoring at 3.4 goals per game in that category there. They're also 6-2 ATS in their last 8. Now, Chicago ranks 31st in goals allowed at 3.72. They're also winning just 31% of their games as the official home dog. When it comes to the scoring, Chicago's 72% to the over when the line was 6 or higher. The Blackhawks are also 76% to the over, taking on teams below 450. Now, Colorado's 20-11 to the over when traveling themselves. Give me the Avalanche -110 and the over 7 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Ducks, Flames, 9 o'clock puck drop in Calgary. The Flames open 265 down to -250. Totals at 6. 82% are leaning Calgary, 62% shaded toward the over. Anaheim's +200 on the money line. Calgary +115 on the puck line. We have Miller projected in net for Anaheim. Smith projected in net for Calgary. We do have a couple guys banged up for the Ducks. Chad Johnson and John Gibson are still on the IR for the Ducks. Anaheim is just 3-8 against the spread in their last 11. 1-6 ATS in their last 7 on the road. They're also winning just 25% of their games at the current market price. Anaheim ranks 31st in scoring at just 2.2 goals per contest. They're winning just 27 points per game, taking on teams over 550. Now, when it comes to the total, Calgary 78% to the over on their home ice, 80% to the over when the line was 6 or higher at home as well. Give me a very chalky, very square, very public play here. I'll take Calgary -1.5 on the puck line and the over 6 goals in that one. All right, next and final game for the show. Wow, this has been a long podcast. Holy cow. Next and final game, Winnipeg at Vegas Golden Knights, 10 o'clock puck drop in Sin City. Vegas open 135, up to 145. Total open 6, up to 6.5. 52% are leaning Winnipeg, 62% shaded toward the under. Winnipeg's +130 on the money line. Vegas +180 on the puck line. Hellebuck projected in net for Winnipeg. Fleury projected in net for Vegas. Bufflin is questionable with a lower body injury for Winnipeg. They've also failed to cover in 7 out of their last 8 puck line plays. Winnipeg ranks 16th in road goals allowed at 3.14 per game. They're also winning just 36% of their games as the official road dog. Now, Vegas is 28-18 straight up as the official Vegas favorite. They rank 4th in home goals allowed at just 2.4 per contest in that category there. When it comes to the total, Vegas is 5-13-1 to the over, taking on teams over 550. Winnipeg just 33% to the over, taking on teams allowing 2.6 to 2.9 goals per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Vegas Golden Knights -145 and the under 6.5 goals in that one. Thank God the podcast is over. Oh my God, 27 minutes. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.